Here in Bakau, community values and social norms have been able to coexist for over 500 years. The spirit had an agreement with Nkoping Bojang, and the cry for help to rescue a child from the well was only a test of human commitment to life's sustainability. Before reaching the port of Bakau, there is a bare rock called Rocha Uro, meaning golden rock in Portuguese. The blacks say that it is enchanted and they cut no wood there. They also say that English engineers went there to open mines and they all died. The port is very attractive and the houses in the village are visible from the river. Whites have always lived there, but in a village separate from the heathen, which is not the case in any other port. In this village, the whites live in greater freedom than anywhere else. Only from this place can they remove themselves at any time they wish to do so, without the king impeding their removal or doing them any harm. I resided there for 3 years and actually lived there all the time I was not away on voyage. And if I was to return upriver today, I would live nowhere else but there. This is from an account by a Portuguese explorer, Lemos Coelho, who visited River Gambia in 1669. Urbanization is an ideology that holds communal values as ransom for social norms in many localities. But here in Bakau, community values and social norms have been able to coexist for over 500 years. And the struggle for coexistence is evident in the alleys of the old Bakau town. Bakau is a town located some 14 kilometers away from Banjul, Gambia's capital city. In this present day, Bakau has most urban infrastructures and facilities that raise its development status higher than most urban settlements in the Gambia. A fishing village. Most of it lies within the Gambia Government Tourism Development Zone, which runs along the country's South Bank coast. Amidst infrastructure, social and economic growth is the paradox to a firm spiritual claim. Kachikally, the name. Katchikally, the place. Kachikally, the spirit. According to oral tradition, Kachikally is the name of a woman who appeared before Nkoping Bojang, one of the ancestors of the Bojang Kunda family, who lived some 9 generations ago.
Umbatu, umbatu, imbatu, umbatu, umbatu.
Alimbara.
Inimbara. Nane makoy. Dingo adunta kolonkono. Nane makoy. Dingo adunta kolonkono. Ulo kono. Ulo kono.
There was calm because some kind of agreement was reached on that day. The spirit had an agreement with Nkoping Bojang, and the cry for help to rescue a child from the well was only a test of human commitment to life's sustainability. Kachikally was a spirit in search of a being that will take responsibility in the part of humans. So, Nkoping agreed to the maintenance of the ecosystem in exchange for spiritual guide and the blessings for the community. Katchikally released the code of conduct that is today applied for fortune gained in the sacred pool. The Kachikally pool and code was made public from that day on.
I was born and brought up in Bakau, 300 meters away from Kachikally. I grew up to find Kachikally around us. It used to be our playing ground. It used to be a place for us to retreat. When we were a child, we never understood exactly the importance of Kachikally spiritually. We used to just see Kachikally as a place to go and see the crocodile, especially the white crocodile, which was more or less a myth. You know, everyone in Bakau know who Charlie is. Charlie was one of the crocodiles, the special crocodiles that you can just go and play with. So Katchikally was basically to us as a child a place to just go and see the crocodile. Right now I embrace what Katchikally is. To me it represents a living memory, a living monument of African beliefs, a living monument of Bakau. For the family to be able to preserve Katchikally all these years, I guess is special because they work very hard to preserve not only the development but also the spirituality.
The crocodiles we love to see are only a glimpse of what is possible when there is an agreement between two parties. Kachikally ordered their occupancy around the pool. The animals and the humans, the environment and its inhabitants, the spirits and us. Keeping these agreements was a challenge then, and still is today.
And the story or the myth or the legend about the pool has a lot to do with spirits. In Nyonkoping Bojang, for example, I mean, it is not possible to date, his or her years and so on and so forth. So really, if we mean spirits in the sense of something that we think exists but are unable to set eyes on it, are unable to date its presence or its life, yes, I believe it has a lot to do with spirits. It has a lot to do with the unknown, with the intangible.
Katchikally, the place, today is a 12-acre oasis for culture, wildlife, spirituality, and history at the edge of the old Bakau Town.
Katchikally doesn't only offer us crocodiles, it offers us a lot of history. It offers us a lot of stories that we could be able to use to complement our professionalism. I think the environment that you see in Katchikally, the environment that is created, that is preserved. There are some trees that are in Katchikally that you hardly find in Bakau anymore.
And it's a nature site, which is conserving nature in the form of flora, in the form of fauna. You see? So these are three things, and I always encourage people not to look at the pool only from the mystical and spiritual side, but also to look at it from the environmental point of view. Bakau is heavily built up, you hardly have a green spot. But when you go to Katchikally, it's green, it's year round. And nature is protected there in all its forms, in the form of flora, in the form of fauna, in the form of bird life, and so on and so forth.
The urbanization theory versus the Bojang's preservative responsibility was almost forgotten until Katchikally visited Usman Bojang in his dream in 1978 while he was up country serving in the Gambia police force.
I need to do body I'm no bad. I need to do body lenyum. Amul diwa ki am no bad. Nyare bokem.
The pool's neglect was an immediate concern to Usman Bojang, who started the process of rehabilitation and the preservation of the pool with support from the government.
I take all that by a colonel. I went to what we call the cabilos, that is from that means when you talk cabilos, that is groups, related groups. So I took caller to them and explained my problem. They're also interested and said we'll support for digging back this pool. It was always happening. It's happened every time whenever your parents requested us, we would all do support and we all benefit from this also. So okay, so we set a date for it. When we set a date, that date, what do? We go for hunting at sea because we don't have cattle to kill for, we don't have cow to kill for the community. But we say we go for hunting. So we went for fishing. We have turtles, sea turtles. So we had 3 or 4 sea turtles. And then we come up, we clean it, we cook it here, dancing, making everybody happily coming until we have the natural spring out.
And I remember it used to be a special day where we all go and participate and just jump into the water. And the crocodiles were still around, but you will never find any crocodile trying to attack any person in there. And it used to be very nice. There used to be a lot of entertainment, drumming, dancing.
Next day, I was sitting down somewhere there. I saw the big crocodile again come out under this big tree down there, and started to join you inside the water. Not quite 45 minutes, another one joined. So I said, we have succeeded. The crocodiles prove that we have succeeded. That still Kachikally is still alive for us.
But for the Bojangs, whatever one's reasons are for visiting the pool, one must remember that there is a code of conduct which must be observed to fully understand the mystery of Katchikally. The perception of the pool's sacredness varies from person to person.
I believe there's something that keeps us going, that makes another difference. Maybe spirit might be a name for it. Sometimes I have spirit for something, and some interventions, those are like works of spirit too. I believe in spirit sometimes. I've been living in Bakau for 19 years, 20 years. I just believe there's a white crocodile at Katchikally. And they talk Kachikally long time. And anytime they have to do that, they must go and seek permission from the owner. And that is something spiritual. Maybe it's a devil, but they say it's a white crocodile. From what I heard, sometimes, often not everybody sees it. Often some people just, come across it maybe early morning Fridays. When you go there with your charity white papers, candles, or salt, you might be lucky to see it.
fitina man tara nyim man ko kono mo be ka mo wi stay ko baby bendinga be telling I baby kukili ne wala na kol mol malong Ntanga Kachikally lo minna What more ikataji yobi Kachikally kolonti jam Nindi ko ko lata minu fe mol ko dulaje kana ikale kuyi bari Bojang kundan kulle kale ku na londo millo
Well, it's up to your wishes. This is generally known before us, and it's still flowing. The information is still flowing. Respect your culture. Very important. Respect your culture and cultural discipline, traditional discipline is very important.
Katot mo ni saden kono. Ni kuma mane tendi dede kebal durnet. Ni ku bulate tema ikade da ya ba mo bika kalamu. Ya fonto le tendi.
My time, according to the rules and the procedures, the standard procedures of managing this place. I love that. If any child wants to go out of that operation procedures, well, it's your own case. It's not my case again. I'm not alive, whether I be alive or not, but my time now. And it's a standard procedures which you have to adopt, and you have to seek for it carefully all the time.
Ning jacket geomancia. Ika boya ini Bojang kunna kolle ka ko be kolongo lafte ka Kachikally kolongo sim. Bari Kachikally kolongo sim. Ikamin fo ikamin ki nena man doloje nena man jalanje nena man fenje ikamin jeje. Katale ye dua drong. Misil wala. Bari Bojang kunna kolle folo ka baleje bambul itada dame mobi kalo.
We have to show a lot of respect to the journey of Katchikally. Of course, we are in a different generation, completely different from the Bojangs that created the first place, what Katchikally is now. But remember, the modern generation helps to preserve the value and the beauty and the tradition that is around Katchikally. Remember that it's our tradition and our cultural values that define who we are and our history and our journey. I guess if we have to forget about what Katchikally is offering to us, we're not really embracing the values of our tradition.
Kachikally maintained her part of the agreement and kept healing, blessing, and answering prayers. And like every good news, it spread all over the world, and visitors started coming from different parts of the world to see for themselves. A singular opinion across all religion, foreign or indigenous, Katchikally shares the same code: knowledge, belief, and faith. When you search, you gain knowledge. After that knowledge, you believe, and later you trust. To every promise, there is always a trust or faith attached to complete its circle of fulfillment. Katchikally gave her word. To many individuals, Katchikally is just a place to see friendly crocodiles, and for some, a place for retreat. But its value differs on different levels. research students and tourists come with interest and curiosity, and Kachikally feeds them from the desires they submit. And in mysticism, people agree that there is more to it than what meets the eyes. There have been so many testimonies from far and near, oral and documented, mostly in the area of fertility, that is, women wanting to conceive.
Thank you for watching. If you found this video informative, like, share and subscribe to this channel so that you do not miss our next release.